Assalamu alaikum. So today I'm gonna show you how to make this amazingly delicious Swahili snack called Mkate or nyama. For the ingredients, you're gonna need some salt, garam masala, black pepper, lime or lemon, onion, ginger, garlic, some mincemeat, samosa pastry sheets, and some eggs. About 2 eggs. So I chopped up half of that onion, I chopped up some of the ginger, some of the garlic, and I cut the lime into a half. And all those ingredients are basically gonna cook with that mincemeat, and this is just gonna give it some flavor. You could put any spices that you would like to use. So I started with putting a cup of water in my pan, and it's currently on medium heat. Then I added the mincemeat, and then I went it with the onions and the ginger and the garlic. And then next I added my spices inside, starting with the black pepper. I'm using the coarse black pepper because I ran out of the powder one, but it doesn't matter which one you use. The next thing that I'm gonna add in this mixture is my garam masala. If you want it to be spicy, you could end up adding cayenne pepper as well, but I also added some salt to taste. Last but not least, I'm gonna go in with the lime. So basically you want all these things to cook together. The mincemeat is gonna have a lot of flavor. It's gonna taste really nice. This is also my typical samosa feeling, and I inherited this from my mom. So once everything is like cooked and the mincemeat is like dry, the water has evaporated, you're gonna set it aside to cool down, and then you're gonna get started on mixing up an egg. You're gonna need 1 egg, mix it all up, and once that mixture cools down, the mincemeat one, what you're gonna do is you're gonna add in that egg into the mincemeat. Don't add it when it's still hot because you're basically gonna start making scrambled eggs in there, but you're gonna have to wait for it to cool down. This egg is just basically gonna help everything stick together and also adds more texture and flavor. So now I'm gonna need about an egg and the pastry sheets and the mincemeat to bring this mkate wa nyama together. So the pastry sheets had already been thawed. I removed them from the freezer when I was starting to make the mincemeat. So basically they are nice and soft now. They're not frozen and they're not cracking or breaking. So I'm gonna place some of that mincemeat near the middle in like a square kind of form. And then what I'm doing is I'm folding from the bottom, I'm bringing it up, and then I'm folding from the top and I'm bringing it sort of down, and they like meet halfway. And then I'm gonna just fold in the sides. So I'm gonna fold in one side and bring it into the middle, towards the middle. And then I'm basically gonna do the same for the other side, but with the other side I'm gonna do something a little bit different, and that's basically adding that egg that I already beat before, adding on the other side that I had folded so that they can stick together. If you don't have an egg, you don't have to do it. You could use a little bit of flour and water, just to keep the pastry sheets together. So I'm using an egg to do so, and then this is how it's gonna look like when you flip it over. So I have a pan that's currently on medium heat. What I'm doing is basically I'm just dabbing a bit of oil using a tissue. If you have a brush, you could go ahead and do that, but I'm using a tissue right now. And then next I'm just gonna basically place that pastry or the mkate wa nyama on my pan, and basically this is how it's gonna look like when you flip it. Please make sure it's on medium heat, because when it's on high heat you'll end up burning it really fast, and you don't want it burned. You just want it to cook through a little bit, especially because you have that egg inside, and you want to have that nice sort of mkate wa nyama look, with like just a little bit of like some dots on the pastry, like a little bit of dots of that mincemeat coming through. You want it to look like that, not completely burnt and black. okay? So I'm just repeating the same thing again. I'm making my second mkate wa nyama, and the process is basically the same, folding from the bottom to the top, folding from the top to the bottom. They meet halfway, and then you fold one side, and then you put a little bit of egg on it, and then you fold the other side so that basically it can stick onto the previous side that you folded. So it's pretty simple, and if you find like it's not sticking on one of the sheets, just add a little bit of that egg and voila. It's sticking. So basically I repeated the same step for a couple of mkate wa nyamas. I think I made about 9 of them. And the process, as you can see, is pretty straightforward. Once you have a mincemeat, all you need to do is fold it and then just put it on the pan and cook your mkate wa nyama, and voila, that's it. If you have a griddle, it's even better because you could make several at a time. You know, you could make about 4, 5, 6 mkate wa nyamas at a time, but I have a small pan and I'm just gonna make one at a time. Don't worry if it breaks, it happens. There's nothing wrong with it, as long as at the end of the day your mkate wa nyama is delicious. That's what matters, you know. Okay. So the only reason why some of mine broke is because, as you can see, I'm sort of like flattening it using a cooking spoon. You know, I'm like flattening it so that basically everything can be nice and flat and fully cooked, you know, making it a little bit thinner, closer to the cooking pan, because I don't want to taste that raw egg in there. So I kept on frying it, and you know, my pan kept getting hot. So you need to be very careful because you could easily burn your mkate wa nyama if you're not careful. So what I'm doing is dabbing a bit of oil on the mkate wa nyama using a tissue, because I don't want too much oil, I just want a little bit. When you remove them, please make sure you put one on top of the other. This is basically going to make the sheet or the pastry sheet softer, and it won't be dry and crunchy. So that's it, guys. This is how I made my mkate wa nyama. I hope you like this step-by-step tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.